Guys, if you're saving and investing your money into an index fund or an ETF, like the MSCI World or the S&P 500 or the DAX 30, the German index fund, the German stock index, or the ASX 200 in Australia, you're most likely not outpacing inflation. And therefore, you're actually just standing still. Your capital doesn't really grow. Yes, it grows in nominal terms, because the ETFs are going up by around, 8 to 12%, let's say an average 10%. But also, the real monetary expansion is also around 10 to 12%. So the only reason why these ETFs go up is because central banks print more and more money, and ETFs are simply used as a piggy bank, right? They are the real measuring stick for monetary expansion and therefore the real inflation rate. If you denominate the S&P 500 or the MSCI World or the ASX 200 or the DAX 30 or whatever index fund you really want to take in gold, then it's completely flat. It doesn't go up, because that is the measuring stick of the real monetary inflation so far. But now we have a thing called Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is repricing everything in the economy because it simply is the scarcest thing. There is no more than 21 million ever gonna be created. And therefore, because it's a completely closed system, you cannot add any more Bitcoin, or you can't take any more Bitcoin out of the system. It doesn't work. It's a completely closed system. And therefore, it is the real measuring stick for the economy. And what's happening in Bitcoin terms is that everything collapses against it. I made a video about this recently, that if you take a house in Australia, it was around $600,000 in 2020. Today, that same house is $850,000. If you measure that house in Bitcoin, it has fallen 96% in price, right? Because in 2020, that house was 100 Bitcoin. And today, the same house is around 4 Bitcoin. So you see how Bitcoin is repricing the economy, and everything gets cheaper if you save in Bitcoin. Just a quick thought.